Hi, my name's Jeff and I'm building a teardrop. Why would I build a teardrop? Well, it started out in a conversation on a plane with this gentleman he and his wife had made a business out of tearing apart old trailers and putting them back together and remodeling them. And when I got home, I thought, well, that might be something that'd be fun. And so I went online and started checking it out. It's a pretty dirty job tearing apart those old trailers. But I did find out there's a thing called a teardrop trailer. And that looked like fun. And it's cleaner. But anyhow, you'll notice that I'm out in my garage filming this video. And why am I out here? I don't have any tools today. I'm not going to be doing anything like that. This is just an introduction. Well, my wife has gotten tired of hearing about teardrop trailers, and so I'm out in the garage. But anyhow, you can find a lot of help online. If you get interested in teardrops, there's just tiny trailers. Teardrops and Tiny Trailers is the name of one online site that has a lot of information. And there's a lot of videos, and one especially stood out to me. A man did a video called he calls himself Camping Camera, and he built a really nice teardrop, and he made it look like so much fun, and just something I can do. That's what I'm thinking. But first you have to design and plan. There's so many things to think about. What kind of a trailer do I want? What size trailer do I need? Do I buy a used trailer off of Craigslist, or do I buy a brand new trailer someplace? And that's just a basic, learning about the trailer. What materials do I want to build a teardrop out of? Do I want an aluminum trailer? Do I want a wood frame, an aluminum frame? One thing I found out about early on with teardrops, they said when you're building a teardrop, think light, think airplane, not tank. You don't want to build a tank because they're too heavy and squash the trailer. But if you got to build very, very light, and so everything in the consideration is how heavy is this material, and can I get a lighter material to do it with? But anyhow, do I want a fiberglass exterior? Do I want aluminum sheeting exterior? Or do I even want what they call poor man's fiberglass? That's where you take a tarp and you lay it out and you paint it with wood glue and a water solution, and it turns it into fiberglass, poor man's fiberglass. But anyhow, what style of trailer do I want? But all these things go through, you spend hours researching, or at least I did. Smarter people wouldn't spend as much time, I don't think. But I really wanted to know about the electrical systems. Do I want it solar? Do I want it just battery operated? Do I want shore power only, where I plug into somebody's, steal their electricity? Plumbing, do I need, what kind of plumbing? Do I need a water pump to pump water? Or do I want plumbing at all in the trailer? What kind of windows, and where do I put the windows? And what shape do I do the windows? And then I found out also even little things like these little teardrops need to be vented. And because they evidently, if you're sitting inside a teardrop and sleeping in them, you can run out of air. So you got to open a window. You got to open the vent in this roof. Or you have some hidden vents even, so that air can get in. Plus they'll sweat and you'll have water damage. But look at this 3-ring binder I started with so much information about teardrops. Just so much information that I found interesting, so I would print something off the computer and put it in this binder. Finally, a plan starts to evolve, and I got a plan that works for me, and that's the important part. If you talk to 100 different people about building a teardrop, they will have 100 different ideas. As long as it works for them, that's great. So get a plan that works for you, what you're going to do with the teardrop, your needs, and do that. So now I've got this plan, I've got reams of ideas, I've got videos saved on my computer, and I even have some parts purchased. You know, that you need doors, so I got a couple doors, and I've got some lights. You need interior lights, but as your plan evolves, you start to buy these little parts and pieces from here and there as you find out about them. And my plan I put down on graph paper first. I tell you what, this graph sheet is amazing for me because I don't have a CAD system. I have a ruler and a pencil, and I just start measuring what I think will work for me. And then after I got it on graph paper, I went to this cardboard, and you buy this paper down at the local box store, and it's meant for laying on floors. And I built sort of a template, a life-size template, and that way I can put in my shelving to see if it fits. I can see what size cooler will fit in my idea, my trailer. I even put down where my lights are going to be, but it just answered a multitude of questions. And so I've got this life-size template setting here, and I've got a life-size plan now, and now I can start to build my trailer. And it'll begin now. This thing answered so many things for me.